Let's talk about incrementing and decrementing. If you've never heard of this before, it's basically where you either add 1 or subtract 1, plus plus or minus minus. Without writing plus 1 or minus 1, you just have to put the plus plus or minus minus. That's incrementing and decrementing. Now let's talk about postfix and prefix. This has to deal with our increment and decrement. If you have this plus plus after some number, like how we have in line 19 right here, we have x plus plus. This is a postfix format. The plus plus, or the addition of 1 to this value, comes after the value is called. So we're calling it to print. You can see right here it's going to print 1, x is 1. After this print right here, it's going to then be incremented. Same thing for this y. We have a y plus plus. It stays at 2 before it increments. So x is 1, y is 2, and that's what's printed out here. On the next line, I don't have any increment or decrement, postfix or prefix, and you can see that 2, 3 is now printed out. That's postfix. For prefix, this happens if we have our minus minus before our value. So if we look at line 22, we have plus plus x and plus plus y. You can see when we print out, we immediately add 1. So before it was 2, 3 is now 3, 4. And then I'm printing out again as 3, 4. So you can see the operation happens before it is called and printed. Pretty much it. These are pretty nice to use, and they're very common to use when you're going through, let's say, a list or something. You would go through this list in a loop so that you can look through every single value in our list, and you would go by the index at which that value is stored. We'll get more into all of that in a future video, but talking about future videos, you can use this in an if statement as well, right? So x plus plus is less than 10. You can use this to increment x before this goes into here. But what's more useful than using it in an if statement is using it, like I said, in a for loop. So in a for loop, it would look something like this, and you would just continuously go through this until your value is incremented right here to less than 10. But if you don't know about for loops, we'll get into that in the next video actually. Check that out in the playlist link below the like button. If you have any questions about incrementing and decrementing, postfix or prefix, let me know, and I'll help you out in the comments below.